A little bit closer and good. Okay. All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Live. So you gonna you getting a call?
No, it was telling me about. I've got my notifications on
Oh,
for
okay,
you.
got
So
it. Okay, I see it's on here now. Then.
let me turn my volume down so it doesn't echo. Okay.
Oh, it is a little bit of a lag down.
Yeah, like listen to this.
Oh, it is a little bit of a lag down.
Yeah,
Man,
like yeah, this is a good.
that's pretty cool.
Second. All right, we got Have Faith, Pressure Washington.
Have
Says, what's
faith.
up?
What's up, brother? Have faith. I'm gonna get me something to drink real quick.
Have Faith. You been getting that 8-gallon machine set up, man? You getting that good, huh?
You want a water?
Yes, sir. Like a politician or something at an important meeting. Got my water.
Speaking of politicians,
Oh.
guess how many presidents Billy Davidson has met?
How many presidents have you met?
I have met 2 presidents in my life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You meet Bush?
The old man Bush in 1992. I call him old man, but he was George W.H. Bush, I believe.
Yeah, Timberwolf himself. How about that?
Met him in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at the Metropolitan Baton Rouge Airport. Anybody want to guess the second president that I met?
Was it in closer recent times or further back?
Back closer, more recent.
Okay.
So Bush was in 1992. So let's just do a little educational. After Bush lost the election in 1992, Bill Clinton took office from basically 93 to the end of with the beginning of 2000, and then Bush, young guy, took over. Then Obama, and then Trump.
David T said Washington.
That's when I used to ride my dinosaur back and forth to school. No, I met Obama.
You met
Obama.
You met Mr. Barack Obama.
Yeah, and I didn't touch him or shake his hand, but it was a wave. I said, "What's up?" and he acknowledged me, like with a thumbs up or something.
Really?
So I don't know if this really counts as a meet, but
I mean,
he heard my voice and responded to me.
So where was this at?
This was in New Orleans.
Dude.
Yeah, I was actually on Convention Center Boulevard working on a park garage. Actually, the same park garage that I met the famous football coach down here, Sean Payton. But this was a different time. We was in a park garage. Secret Service came in, blocked off all the street. We didn't know the Secret Service. We was just a bunch of cops and stuff. And it was like, hey, you got a chance to leave work now or wait about 6 hours. We had just got to work, so we were like, we'll wait.
Yeah.
We need to do our work. So they all pull up, the limos and all the helicopters flying, and it was phenomenal, their security apparatus. And he gets out the car after about 5 minutes, and by the time people's whistling and hollering, and I'm not very political, but it was cool to see a president in live. You always see him on camera. Whether I agree with him or not, it was still, famous person there right in front of my face.
Leader of the free world, man.
Yeah, at the time. So we got any questions going on, or?
Yeah, we do have a question.
Hit me with it.
Okay, so, well, first we got happy birthday from Truth Seeker.
Thank you.
And Jason Hufner says, happy birthday. What chem to use on bare metal roof looks galvanized?
Well, you gotta be careful with that. Is it got a lot of black mold and stuff in it? I mean, you're gonna use some SH on it, but you gotta not let that dry on it if it's just galvanized. Yeah, you can make a mess out of it, but you're gonna have to rinse it well. I kind of like to use something like a Purple Power or like a little bit of degreaser or a simple green in with my SH, but you can't do it while it's hot. If you touch it and it's too hot to touch, you need to cool that roof off with fresh water first.
Now tell me if this is a smart way to do it. I had a metal roof, like a little carport thing. I don't know how high up his metal roof is, but what worked for me, I had the same kind of thing. Exposed, bare metal roof. Had a lot of mildew on it. So I thought to myself, well, these chemicals are probably going to etch this metal and burn it up. So what I did is I broke out my ladder and my extension lamps and just freaking went to
Did a
town
little
on
wash
it.
job on it. You could do that too. Kind of like a trailer roof or something like that. We always like to soften it up with SH. The only thing with galvanized,
Okay,
you just can't nuke it.
he's giving us some more information. So he says, "Yep, there's black on it, and it's 20 foot up to fascia."
Okay,
That's
that's a
that's
good
pretty
little
high.
size roof. I would, if it was me, I would X-jet it. But you know, that galvanized, it's notorious for getting tree sap and stuff on it. And man, that stuff, you almost can't get it off unless you get up there with little water pressure. But I would X-jet it or you soft wash pump it, and you might have to do that 2 or 3 times to clear it up.
Yeah, I'm looking for some other comments here. Okay. Oh, have faith. He set up his 8 gallon per minute machine. He said, ready to fire up now.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good. Yep. Make sure you purge the air out of it before you do it. I would do that every time. Start it up on an idle. I've seen some guys and just gives me cold chills. Like it's almost like fingernails on a chalkboard. I've seen them turn their key in and just wide open with it. I'm like, oh my god, no. I like to let mine warm up. Jacob, you two sit there and load, especially it's getting cooler
Yeah,
now.
I don't like to run my machine unless the muffler's too hot for me to hold my hand on, and vice versa. I don't run water through my machine that's too hot for me to hold my hand under.
So when you first start that 8 up, you want to confirm that water's coming through the pump, however you're going to do it, whether it's just using a disconnect your quick connect or pulling your trigger, make sure it's starting to spit and sputter water. Whenever you get that solid stream out, usually we just do an open ball valve, to be honest with you, or either just disconnect it from the unloader. And like Jacob said, the muffler is too hot to touch, or either you can feel the exhaust coming out of it. It's nice and warm. You know, reach down there and grab the oil filter, especially if you doing this below 50 degrees. I don't think there's no particular science behind it. It's just a little bit old-fashioned ways. I like to warm up all that oil real good, get the exhaust warmed up on an idle without a load.
Yeah.
And then once we get all our stuff up to temperature, then we stack up the RPMs on it and then go to town on it.
Yeah.
You know, 3 minutes
And
is all it's gonna take.
and most automotive specifications from their manufacturer suggest that you let your engine idle for at least 15 seconds. That lets the oil get onto the upper parts of the engine and like oil pressure circulating for the camshafts. These are overhead valve engines, so you won't have as many. You can just give it a good few minutes. You know, what are you in that much of a hurry for? It's worth it just to let it idle down and just lope and have a steady, consistent lope.
And adversely, it's good to do that after running really hard for a long period of time. Let me back up a second. Now we talking about before we go to a full throttle setting, let that engine warm up good. But the same thing, if let's say you've been running it hard for 2 or 3 hours, and it's time to shut it down, I like to walk those RPMs down over 30 seconds and then bring it down to an idle and let it load, let some of that heat dissipate from that full throttle running.
Yeah.
And that's the muffler's part of that is keeps the engine from cooling off so fast. If you took the muffler off, then you could have the engine just cooling off really fast. And some say it could bend valves and stuff. But what I like to do is just stagger it down, let it load, and then turn it off. And then usually you get thousands of hours out of these machines if you do it this way.
Yeah, because it's not like you have a massive oil pan under there. Now they do have some aluminum fins on it for cooling, but the main thing is just let it cool, let it settle down, so that way when you turn it off, the oil isn't at a high temperature, potentially boiling. The easier you can be on those compounds in that oil, the better it's going to protect your machine.
It's actually engine gets hotter right after shutdown. I don't know if y'all know that. So it might be running at a certain temperature. You shut it down, that heat build up. The engine's no longer turning to cool it off. So temporarily it heats up a few degrees. What was that popped up on there?
Bridget, happy birthday to you, Mr. Davidson.
Oh, thank you, Bridget.
Okay, we got some more comments here. Okay, let's see. Captain Tom R says, I had a mess up today. ... I sprayed bleach on the edge of a tile roof and got brown flashing. got the brown flashing. It etched it, and then I tried LA Awesome.
Wait, start that over. I want to make sure I got this right.
Okay.
Say it one more time.
He said, I had a mess up today.
Okay.
I sprayed bleach on the edge of a tile roof and got the brown flashing. It etched it, and then I tried LA Awesome, which ended up taking the paint off. So now I'm painting some.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you know what he's referring to is the like you got the roof tiles, but then you have that little metal strip. Some of them are bright, shiny. Some of them are brown. That's baked on enamel. That 5% SH will remove that, and LA Awesome will remove that paint too. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have to repaint it, and hopefully they'll be fine with that. If it's a really high-end home, some of those customers will want that strip replaced, and that's a fortune to replace that. So just do a good paint job on it. Lesson learned, that's the cheapest fix to it.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay. Are y'all able to wash nearly year round? From Sharon Hines.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Miss Sharon, yep, we sure are. Now, there are times that we'll get into some really freezing cold weather for days and days, and what we usually try to do is do some inside work. Examples of inside work for power washing is so important, and if y'all have heard this before, and I'm repeating myself, I'm doing it because someone could be watching this that hasn't watched the other channel. Inside work for freezing temperatures for pressure washing would be inside of a dealership repair center, the repair shop, the mechanic shop. Usually we try to target those dealerships during the wintertime, especially when they shut down for the holidays. Usually they shut down for several days or maybe close to a week near Thanksgiving, and again for Christmas and New Year's. A lot of times those shops, let's say like a big Ford place, a Chevy place, they got several bay doors and they need that cleaned. Another inside work for pressure washing during freezing temperatures would be loading docks inside of warehouses and things like that, and you can target that. So yeah, make sure you do that. Other than that, down here in the South, we don't get a whole lot of many freezing days. Jacob can attest to this. We usually roll if it's above freezing. And even if it's a couple degrees. Matter of fact, we just got jackets right here. We got them in today.
Oh yeah.
High visibility. These are pretty much like air traffic control jackets that the guys use on the ground at airports.
Yes, indeed.
And,
yes, indeed.
they waterproof. We got Justin with Forever Self-Employed, one right here. That right there is for Justin with Forever Self-Employed. So if y'all bump into him, let him know that Billy Davidson got him a high visibility jacket. So when he's out videotaping us, we can find him, because sometimes he blends in.
Yeah, and this is not too hot, but it'll certainly keep you warm. This thing's awesome, man.
And it's got the little strips of high visibility.
Yeah, the high visibility. You can see the inset lighting.
You got a hood back here too. On the back, yes.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Jacob likes anything free.
Almost anything.
Almost. You mentioned free food and he's hungry.
Oh, dude, the hood's back in here.
Yeah, the hood's tucked away.
What? Dude.
We got Chris one too, but he don't know unless he's watching now.
Yeah.
I think we got some more questions popping up on your phone.
Oh, yeah. Get on that. Okay, so. All right. Okay, yeah, Jason Hefner says, had to price it for risk alone, almost like I didn't want it. David T says, how much should I spend on my first teapot rig? What? I think he meant to say something else, but Captain Tom R, I had a mess up today. Okay, we just got that one.
We got that one already answered, yeah.
Okay, okay, there we are. Cincinnati Soft Wash says, Billy, I changed the dumpster contact around to make it look a little better. I'd like to send it to you so you can see my wording and get your feedback.
Okay, yeah, definitely do that. My phone number, 985-345-0778. So what he was referring to, y'all, we have a dumpster training video on a resource page dumpster training means, that's kind of short terminology. You go in and open the doors, clean out the dumpster pad, any loose trash that's fell out of the dumpster during the week or every month or whatever. Put that back in the dumpster, SH everything down, kind of go in there, rinse it, close the doors, button it up, and you make good money. So it only takes 10, 15, 20 minutes to do one, and you charge really good for it. So what he's referring to on our resource page, we got, if you purchase that dumpster training video, there's 2 separate videos in there and a brand new PDF sample contract for you to use however you want. It's just a sample. You can change it up however you want, but it's been something that's worked for us for many years. So he's changed a few things up. He's going to send it to me, and I'll take a look at it. I'd love to take a look at it because I'm always, we do this down here in Louisiana. We teach guys all over the country. I'm very familiar with markets all over the United States and even in other parts of the world as far as power washing. But sometimes you have these little corners of a county or a little one east side of some major city where something works better there and maybe it can be duplicated. So I'm always open to looking at those sample contracts. We got anything else going on?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
okay. Okay, Dream Chasing says, that's the one that commented the other day, said for me to take my shirt off. Dream Chasing says, Apex looks like description Jeremy Renner from The Town. I actually have that on a Google image here. Freaking Jeremy Renner from The
Dream
Town.
Chaser, is that a man or a woman?
I hope it's a woman. I
Take
hope
your shirt off.
it's a woman. And then David T says, when is your next class?
Actually, depending on where you're located at, Mike can get you in. I actually got a class tomorrow, to be honest with you. But I don't know how far you're from Louisiana. If not, Mike can fit you in sometime next week, but you would definitely need to get in touch with me ASAP. As soon as we end this live, get with me because we only got like maybe one spot. I might can fit another guy in there, but it's first come, first serve, obviously.
All right. And Truth Seeker, he says, I'm assuming you don't want to spray cold water on the engine to cool it down.
You can if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. Yep, all that sizzling.
All right. And let's see here. Cleo BR says, your mix does not oxidize the gutters if you do not rinse, and the hypochlorite does not leave the stained glass. Okay.
Is that a question?
I think it's just a statement.
No, sodium hypochlorite will oxidize anything if you leave it on it that's metallic. It has to be rinsed off.
And glass too?
Glass, glass, it doesn't do oxidation, but the frame around it will. And it just leaves a nasty film on the glass. It could etch it over time, and you just make sure you rinse that off. And there are some guys out there that will spray and go, and I totally do not agree with that. And if I find somebody doing it, I'm going to call them out on it because I've had several customers that had somebody come in and spray 4% on a vinyl siding house. It got on the meter pan, it got in the air conditioner, and it just killed everything. So please rinse off your SH. If not, don't use it if you're not going to rinse it.
Like Mr. Billy says, 10 minutes before, during, and after. That's crucial.
Well, what they talking about is going in and spraying a vinyl siding house, and as soon as it looks good, they roll up and leave with the SH still on the wall. And in the air conditioner and on everything else.
I notice whenever I'm doing my final rinse, I mean, you'll get like bugs coming out of the cracks and just different stuff. Like,
but I don't think he must have been forming a question there. Yeah, make sure you rinse. And vinyl siding, when you leave bleach on it, it oxidizes. I mean, like 2 days later, you can go rub your finger across it.
Yeah, you don't want to get that call back. Let's see.
Yep.
Raleigh Howell says, Billy, the resource package is awesome. I especially enjoyed the dumpster wash training.
I'm going to be meeting him tomorrow.
Really? Mr.
Yep.
Raleigh?
Yep. I think so. That's
Mr. Howell.
Mr.
Yeah.
Howell.
The Howells, yeah.
Mr. Howell. Look, I've talked to Mr. Howell a few times on the phone. I'm not going to say what he does for a living, due to privacy, but I would love to have him by my side in a street fight, on my side. I wouldn't want to fight him though. So you'll get to meet him tomorrow. Now he's a real good guy. He's gonna come out tomorrow and do some training with us, most likely. And like I said, I think he's a tough cookie. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all see who I'm talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, Jason Hufner says, "Take care, Billy. Happy birthday as
Thank you,
always.
thank you.
Obstacles are inevitable. Failure is optional."
There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
And Raleigh Howell just said, "I'll be there in lime green."
Lime green,
Yes,
brother. That's right.
And Dirty House Thug says, "Happy birthday!"
Thank you,
Exclamation
thank you.
mark.
Yeah, I see them popping up. The writing's a little bit too small for my bad eyes to see.
Yeah, that's our most recent comment here. We got, yep.
Now Justin told me he was gonna give me $100 super chat, and it hadn't popped up yet. So I'm just kidding. I told him, I said, hey, when I go live, give me $100 super chat. He said, yeah, I bet.
Let's see here. Oh, Raleigh. Yep, Raleigh. That's the guy that commented on my channel. He said, "Jacob, sorry for getting your name wrong. I was speaking to my nephew Jason on the phone while making a post to your channel. As you know, I went back and edited it. Oh, that's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good."
Call him anything you want, just don't call him late for dinner.
All right. Okay, we got some more comments here. Okay.
All right, let's
From
go.
Sharon Hines. Still building my rig. I've bought 2 from Cody at Southeast Soft Wash for my brothers. Thanks for all your help with your videos. I learned a lot from you and Cody.
Thank you, Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon, I know you kind of close to us. I think I spoke to you on the phone. Maybe one day we can, actually, Miss Sharon, next week we're gonna be even closer to you. If you want to come out and visit with us and kind of see how we got things set up, give me a ring. Our text message would probably be the best way to do it.
All right, we've got Precision Pressure Washing and Cleaning LLC. Talk about applying a wax on vinyl siding if you've ever done it, and how to
Yes.
charge for it, and how to mix and apply.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I go over some of that, applying wax in our video that we have been teaching guys how to land pressure washing jobs in relatively new neighborhoods, as I talk about in that training video that's about 13 minutes long, followed up with a sample flyer. If you're interested in it, text me and I can send it over to you. We talk about upselling a customer and applying a wax to it. So there's several angles that we teach in that. Obviously, how to land these pressure washing jobs in a neighborhood that's relatively new, like the people's been living there 2 or 3 months. Maybe the houses just got sold off, new construction type, but they're actually living there. Certain angles you need to go at it. But once you're there, you can upsell on a wax. There's all type of vinyl siding waxes out there. It really depends on which one you can get your hands on. I'm not going to say a product name on here, but there are different types of wax. There's some RV waxes that work pretty well. It's basically kind of like downstreaming. You put it in a bucket and then you downstream it with a black tip and then you leave it. But you don't hit the windows. Go around the windows if possible. If you do hit the window, you need to rinse that window particular, maybe with a water hose or something afterward, and just let it dry, coat it very evenly, maybe a couple coats on it. Now the way we do it, since it is a really quick upsell, whatever the wax costs, we times that either by 5 or 7 is generally the industry standards. So for example, if you spend $10 in wax, it's $50 upsell or up to $70 upsell. And we also go over that in that training course that is available to whoever needs it just by, text message. We've got to charge a little bit because we put so much effort in it, but you'll see it is incredibly effective on getting these new neighborhoods wash jobs in them. You're not going to make a ton of money in it. I mean, you're not going to get rich, but you will make some money. But the funny thing about it is your competitors are not putting flyers in these neighborhoods because they don't think they can get them. And they probably can't because they got a bad flyer design. So other than that, do that wax upsell on vinyl side, and it can definitely make you a lot of money, especially toward the end of the year. If you're doing 80 to 100 houses every couple, 3 or 4 months, you imagine it's $50 per house.
All right, and Cincinnati Soft Wash says, "I sent you a link to the dumpster contract I adjusted. Please let me know what you think when you see it."
Okay, cool. We're actually using my personal phone for this live, so once we get off here, I'll take a peek at it.
All right, and Alex Sutton says, "Happy birthday, Billy." Go, bro.
Sir, thank you.
Go, bro. 7 says, "Late to the party." What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Hey, better late than never.
And Go, bro says, "Happy birthday, Mr. Billy!" Exclamation mark.
Absolutely, I appreciate you, sir.
And 5V Wash Pro. I assume that means 5 volt. something. 5V Wash Pro says happy B-Day Kill Bill.
All right, all right.
And GoBro7 with another comment says, I used to stripe and wax. No, I used to strip
Strip and wax.
and wax floors. Done it for about 4 or 5 years, mostly nursing homes.
Yeah, good luck with that now. They not letting anybody in nursing homes or I think that's politically incorrect now. I think it's called resting homes now. You know how things change.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, you don't. I think you don't supposed to go in resting homes. I'm not sure how that's working. I understand people are doing sanitation work still in
Yeah.
there. I'm not sure if they move into residence or how all that goes, but I know a guy that was doing waxing and stripping before for a lot of the local Winn-Dixies around Louisiana. And this dude was making some money. I mean, he had new Corvettes. He was
What?
wrecking them. Yeah, he would. This guy was making so much money, he would wreck a new Corvette and wouldn't even file it on the insurance.
Oh,
It was
my
just
Lord.
because he didn't want it on his driver record.
That
He'd
is-
haul it off to the junkyard and go get another. Back then, it was about $60,000. You know, he was buying them
Dude.
like candy.
Oh, my.
But he had like every Winn-Dixie. This is back when Winn-Dixie, if y'all not familiar, it's a grocery store chain here in the southern states. But there was dozens and dozens, maybe even a couple hundred stores around this tri-state area, and he had to contract on all of them, and so he was making some bank.
I remember when Dixie was kind of like a Rouse's or something like.
Yeah, the Rouse's, Albertsons is kind of a just grocery only, but it's a beautiful little store. They clean, and it's not too many people in there.
All right, we got some more comments here. Okay. Will the wax help hide oxidation?
Some people say it does. I haven't really tried it myself, but if you got some streaks in vinyl siding, like from wand marks, or if it just looks kind of dusty looking once it dries, it's kind of got that oxidated look, I think wax should help. I would definitely try maybe just one side of the house just in case it doesn't give a desired look, but I think you're going to definitely get some benefits from it.
Okay, and TLC Cincy says, stupid question, but what verbiage do you use on your yard signs? Thanks.
Depending on what customer we targeting, but I do exactly what I'm going for. So if let's say gutter cleaning, I will put gutter cleaning and my phone number on it. And like if y'all ever was able to watch the interview that me and Jason Guyman did, we try not to put an ing, like we got a roof wash sign, we don't even put ing on it. So you try to make it as simple as possible.
All right, and Alex Sutton says, leads are drying up for me. I have been told Google ads don't make sense for me right now due to the cost and lateness in the season. Do you think door knocking would be okay now or just door hangers?
I would think the door hangers are going to probably be a little bit better, but I am still in favor of always talking to a customer in person whenever possible. Obviously, it might be a good idea if you're going to do that is to wear a mask, stand back, don't be all up in someone's face. Just the best time to do door hangers is on like a weekend when people are out, maybe around noonish. Don't go at 6 o'clock in the morning. We had a guy come sneak in here, which he didn't supposed to be in here. I think he rung my doorbell at 6:45 a.m. At that point, you don't even care I don't care if they're bringing me a bag of money at 6:45 a.m. You're not interested. So go at a reasonable time, do that. But also you need to do some other things as well. The door hangers is great. Giving them the flyer is important. Having the right flyer design is important. The right door hanger is important. But also don't let that be your one and all. Do those yard signs like we teach on the resource page. Also be going after all your repeat customers. Get on Facebook. Look, Facebook is where it's at these days. Facebook is a main part of getting new leads now. The Facebook ad strategy that Justin teaches in that local domination course, you can find that on my resource page as well, is bar none. I mean, it's top of the game. He has honed these skills in over the years. He has professionally been educated about this. I don't know exactly where, but I think he's been into some marketing schools and classes and reading books. And sometimes we know how to pressure wash a house. We know our equipment. We can break one down and change a piston out. We know how to mix our chemicals, but sometimes we just need a little help on the marketing side. And until you can learn everything, sometimes you just bring in a little bit of outside help. But definitely, any of those marketing techniques is better than nothing. Now, getting back to your point to Google Ads, that could be the case. I know Jason Guyman is a whiz at doing Google Ads. He would probably be more of an authority on it than myself. But what I do know about it, sometimes Google Ads is not going to work for you in your particular area. Sometimes it's the density of population, sometimes it's demographics, things like that. Now, it never hurts to, confide in, an expert like Jason to see what he says about it. Maybe get him to look at your market and see. But make sure whoever's telling you that knows what they're saying, because in a lot of cases, Google Ads will work. So, but there's very few cases where it doesn't work that well, where you may benefit from the Facebook or the yard signs or other methods like that.
All right, we've got some more comments here.
All righty. I seen them popping up.
Okay, True Seeker, I did floors for about 3 months, Go Bro, I hated it. Go Bro says, I was the floor technician, waxing, buffing, also did it on Fort Polk, we'll call them retirement homes, LOL. And Go Bro also says, True Seeker, yeah, it used to be bad, especially on the military base, having soldiers behind you everywhere you go.
Oh, right there in Fort Polk. That's not too far from us, actually.
And, okay, TJ, really good question. What must I, capital, always rinse, and what can I not worry about rinsing?
Well, post-treatment, you don't rinse that. So concrete is not imperative that you rinse it unless you had just nuked it with a 3 or 4 or 5% on your post-treatment and it's going to stay there and dry. Make sure where your customer comes out of their car. I know this happened to someone personally that I know. Their customer, the condensation kind of re-wet or reconstituted the post-treatment on the concrete, and they got in a Mercedes-Benz or something and marked up their floor mats with bleach. So, but most cases you don't have to rinse concrete unless that's going to be it in post-treatment. Shingles is another thing that you should be fine with not rinsing, and maybe some red brick. Pretty much everything else count on rinsing. Metal roofs, vinyl siding, stucco for sure. Stucco oxidized, hardy plank, aluminum siding, all of that sort of stuff needs to be rinsed every time.
All right, and we have some more comments here. Okay.
Have you heard from Forever yet?
Check my message.
Forever Self-Employed is supposed to be texting us.
Yeah, I sent him the text. I haven't got anything back yet.
Getting back. Okay, good. What time is it? We gotta make sure.
It's 6:48.
All right, we're gonna go about 5 more minutes.
All righty. Raleigh Howell says, Billy, don't share where you post your signs. It's worth paying for that information, in my humble opinion. ...
Yeah, we're gonna keep that close to the vest just because we gotta. It's zip code restricted, so if you go to purchase our yard sign video and you can't let it in, that means someone in your area has already gotten it. So that's how that works. We just did that because we know a lot of the guys out in the industry. It is like $100 for the video. That is a sizable piece of coin to lay down for a training video. So you wouldn't want your neighbor getting it and doing the same thing you're doing. So we kind of restrict that. Aaron's got that kind of tight on that end.
All right, we got 5-volt Wash Pro says, hey Bill, is it easy to rebuild a 4-gallon per minute cat pump direct drive?
No, it's not easy. I've done it too many times. It's table, cardboard, pieces of stuff. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, but look, if finances were that tight and you had to do it, go for it. It's better than not working.
Yeah, they make like a rebuild kit, or
they do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all the seals and stuff.
All right. Interested in doing one?
I like me. I like I build engines for fun, so I like seeing how the internals of things work. It helps me. Okay, so True Seeker, y'all take a birthday shot of
Drink that sage.
Oh man, the teeth will be white and then they fall out. GoBro7 says, do you think service-based flyers, house washing, or driveway cleaning work better than just straight pressure washing?
Say that again. I didn't quite make sense of service-based.
Okay, do you think service-based flyers, comma, house washing or driveway cleaning work better than just straight pressure washing? So like talking about the individual services, driveway, house washing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I was thinking it was a pressure washer, so it's a marketing question. Yeah. So what he's asking is, when we do our flyer, would we rather say we offer pressure washing service in general, or do you say something specific like gutter cleaning?
Yeah, like something. Was it better just to say something specific like driveway? Or
Yeah.
house
Yeah. I
washing?
think I always go for the least common denominator. I
Oh,
don't
you got a
know.
super chat.
Oh, thanks.
That's
We'll read it.
$4.99. From True Seeker says, have a birthday milkshake on me.
There you go. Thanks, Truth Seeker.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate it. So getting back to the marketing question, I do like going for the least common denominator. I don't know if I'm using the proper term or not, but let's say you got a giant mansion and everything needs cleaned on it, including the driveway. The windows got dirty, straw hanging out the gutters, the roof's got that much mildew on it. What I'm gonna do is go in there and see if they want their driveway cleaned, because I figure that's the least lower ticket issue for them. The price is lower ticket than cleaning everything else. And then if they want the driveway cleaned, sometimes we will try to upsell them from there, or either just go in and do the driveway and let them see how clean that is. And now you have that customer name, number, address, and you'll be able to converse with them at that point.
All right, and it's 6:52, so we just got a few more minutes with you guys. Let's see. Michael C. Mr. Billy, when you apply your roof solution, you typically leave it. Did you ever have a client that needed to have it rinsed off the same day?
Absolutely.
If so, how long do you leave the solution on before rinsing?
Until it's cleared off, until you got all your mildew either cleared up or either really light brown, like a light brown color. And we do have to do that sometimes for real estate customers, where they might not have to do the back of the house, but at least one side, the front elevation, where they'll want it rinsed off and looking great, because they coming in and taking pictures for their online stuff. So there are times we do have to rinse. Another time that you would want to rinse the roof is if you feel leaving this SH up there, it's gonna come down and kill the plants below if we get a light rain. So let me explain that a little bit. Let's say we clean a roof completely, we're ready to walk away from it, but we see a thunderstorm coming and it's just gonna be a quick pass over. You better go up there and rinse that roof. The reason being, the thunderstorm can come over and lightly rain on the house and then drive that fresh SH into the lawn, and it's not enough water to dilute it. So that's something we can't control. We don't know if the thunderstorms are going to barely give us a light rain or a heavy rain. If it's a heavy rain, we would be good. But if it's a little bit of light rain, and we got 5% sitting on a roof, so a little bit of water mixes with it and runs it down. Now you got 4% going into the grass. So we can't control that, but we can control it when we rinse it. We will rinse that SH down and then flood it, prior to that. So usually a lot of guys are, well, how long do I need to wait until, let's say we do a roof, how long should I give it before the bleach is dead? And usually the answer is about 36 hours. So it needs to have a good 12 to 14 hours of direct sunlight exposure. And a lot of guys won't tell you this, but overnight, if you spray a roof today, overnight, it's sitting on the roof, but in the dark. So the SH is fine. It's stable. It's not going to degrade any. Tomorrow morning, as the sunlight hits it, it's going to start to degrade. So it needs at least that good full day of sunlight exposure. So if you expect a rain coming before it gets a good 12 hours of exposure, you probably need to rinse it. that make sense?
Yeah, and the morning dew as well. You know
What-
how it leaves a
Mhm.
moisture on everything. It'll
Reconstitute and it'll
reactivate.
start dripping down. So if it's humid, and all of that, there's another way you can do it is rinse up about half the roof. That way, if it does come a little bit of a light rain, it's got to run all the way down the roof and mix with the water to be safe. Now, this is something else. If you got gutters, then you don't have no problem. But you got to worry about the downspout as well.
Yeah, that
So,
downspout just
Bagging that downspout or redirecting that downspout to an area where it's safer would be more of an option.
All right, we got a pretty good question here
All right.
from Master Knit. He says, hello, question. How do you deal with using the same stencil and get so much paint on them?
Stencils, the stencils we sell at my equipment store, I can't drop a link in here, but if you go back to one of my striping videos that are recent, we have an equipment link in there. Those stencils are specifically designed to receive paint, let it dry. Don't try to, I guess you could wipe it off if you have to with a rag, but let it dry. And then what do we do with it then, Jacob?
We after it's all dried off, you can just like the paint's gonna crack and pop off.
Just kind of like
that
body
front.
slam it or whatever. Just pick it up,
Yeah.
body slam it,
Slam it,
hit it
bend it.
against a tree, hit it with a hammer, and it'll flop off. It's like non-stick frying pan, basically. But not all stencils are created equally. I had a stencil one time, and it was just incredible. You would spray paint on it, and it wasn't designed with the polymer materials to be non-stick, and so the paint built up on it. And the stencil got to weigh in like 150 pounds. So, but the right stencils, like the ones that we sell on our store, you can just shake the paint off once it's dried, and then the loose pieces, obviously, you discard appropriately.
All right, and okay, we got another one from Raleigh Howe. Okay,
All
my
right.
company name is Walk on Water Power Wash
Yep.
LLC. Just
Welcome.
getting started, and grateful, all capitalized, that you, Billy Davidson, and I live in the same parish. What a mentor.
Yep, a parish. If you're not familiar with parishes, it's a county. Louisiana's a little different, but
Louisiana Partridge.
yep, the Louisiana Purchase. Way down here in the Cajun Bayou, you know what I'm saying, mate?
Yeah. All right, and Adam Whitfield says, "Happy birthday, Billy Bad."
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Censored. Truth Seeker says, "I had about 3 gallons of runoff out of one downspout just because of morning dew." One hell of a gutter system there.
That'll take your lunch money.
Yeah, that.
That round about 3 gallons, man, that's nuking that spot.
Yeah.
Look, at 5% SH is like straight up Roundup. Yeah, I mean, you will kill a tree with 5%. So
Oh
you gotta
Lord,
be
could
careful.
you
with that.
imagine a tree?
I
falling
charge way more for my shingle cleaning if they don't have gutters.
down?
And
Yeah, that's a big factor.
a lot of guys won't do that. They
deal with the drip line, all that.
You know what? That reminds me. Give out your phone number for your 24-hour hotline. I had a couple people text me about that.
All right, so, fellas, my number for, or ladies and gentlemen, the number for my 24/7 hotline is 225-819-7330. That's 225-819-7330.
Can you put a comment in?
And I'm also going to list it in the chat.
Yeah. So what that is, that's designed to pay Jacob $25, which is not a lot. Y'all know it's not, so don't even grunt. Especially if you're a power washer, a professional power washer, $25 is a stop at the gas station. That's 2 Slim Jims, an energy drink, and maybe a pack of M&Ms these days. So $25 to wake him up anytime, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, daytime, nighttime, wee hours of the morning. If you get stuck on something, if you need help pricing, if you have a breakdown, any of those things he can help you out with. And in severe cases, he will wake me up, but he knows it better be severe.
Oh yeah, we only break out those big guns for like absolute, make or break the job, like stuff that you just have to know.
And we had a guy the other day.
We had
He was this one I'm about to tell him about. He was gonna try to bid this roof, shingle roof cleaning for like $4 something. Jacob told him it should be worth $650, $675, something like that. So he gave the customer and they accepted. So that $25 little call with Jacob netted him another $175 because he was about to make a mistake on the pricing. So just think about that, you know. Any more questions?
Okay, we have Precision Pressure Washing LLC. A birthday joke for the day. When the
Okay.
Amish were asked what they didn't get COVID, they said because they don't have TV. Little political joke there. Okay, Mr. Jack. He says, Raleigh's telling. Okay, Jack Garrett asked, "Are we live?" ? And he said, "Happy birthday." And Raleigh said, "Yes, Mr. Jack, we're live.
We're
Very
live. We're
live."
very live. You know, one thing about lives, if you say something, you can never take it back, right?
It's out there.
It's out
instantly, you know? Truth Seeker. He said, "I'd pay $25 just to wake him up at 3 a.m.
I have woke him up at 3 a.m. and I had to call back. He just hung up on me.
Yes, indeed.
So we're about to ready to wrap this up. We're about to go
Yeah.
out for a little dinner and some R&R with some friends in town here. We're not gonna say exactly where we're going because of some security issues. We've got people that try to follow us around and all that stuff. You know how it is. But anyway, guys, we good to spend some time with y'all this Friday afternoon. We want to keep in our thoughts and prayers the victims of 9/11, 19 years ago. As of today, it was a tragedy that America probably will never forget, and we shouldn't. But we want to keep them in our prayers and keep our so-called politicians in our prayers too, that they keep making the correct decisions to keep us safe so we can go out there and power wash and make good money and make our families happy and make our customers happy. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we're very fortunate to be able to do this. And for a lot of us, it is a job, but also it's our passion too. And just to think that we can do this, make good money, and do something that we love, we're very grateful. So God bless y'all. We love y'all. Be safe this weekend. We'll probably be doing some more video, and tomorrow might even get a chance to do some live on the job site. If y'all need us, get in touch with us. Y'all got Jacob's number in the chat. If y'all need my resources, please check out the resource page. And we're going to be doing some in-person training, so stay tuned for more information about that. I'm Billy Davidson here with Apex Pressure Washing, guys. We'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.